It is Friday, November 16th, 2018. The Colorado Avalanche welcoming in the visiting Stanley Cup champion Washington Capitals to Pepsi Center for their one and only appearance here in Mile High City. And, well, let's get right down to it. It is often said that man's own worst enemy is himself. And tonight, that saying couldn't be any more apt than it would be for the Colorado Avalanche. Although things weren't quite looking like that to start the period of the first period, that is. Big Carl Soderberg got himself his 7th goal of the season just 68 seconds into the game with a sweet pass from Tyson Barrie over to Soderberg, who was cutting in front of Alex Copley, who was in goal tonight for the Capitals as Braden Holtby was out with injury. Tyson Barrie would get an assist on the goal. Avs would lead 1-0, and it would stay that way throughout the first period. But the Avs didn't really have a whole lot going for them in the Capitals' end. The Caps controlled the play for a good stretch of the first, outshot the Avs, and you just kind of had a feeling that the lead wasn't going to last, and the lead evaporated at 8:55 of the second period on a weird breakdown. I don't know how else to describe it, but a breakdown in the Avs end. And Devontae Smith-Pelly ends up finishing off a good passing play, beats Philip Grubauer, and the game is tied at 1. And then with just about 90 seconds left in that second period, Alex Ovechkin would get a chance, and he would just be patient and outwait Grubauer and do what he does best. And he ripped it good. Caps lead 2-1 at the end of 2. And then the third period, the Avs were finally going to get their chance. The Caps started hanging back a little bit, allowing the Avs to start get some pressure in the Cap zone, something that was severely lacking throughout that second period. And it would take up until the final minutes of that third period, but Colin Wilson would make good on it, and he would score. The play would be a challenge, but the refs would uphold the goal call. That would be Wilson's 5th goal of the season. Matt Calvert and Ian Cole getting the assists on the play. And then with just a little over a minute to go, Ian Cole would then take a holding penalty. The Caps would go on the power play. They would not convert in regulation, but they would convert just seconds into the overtime. Nicholas Backstrom would get the winner. Final score, Capitals 3, Avalanche 2. Your shot totals look like this. In the first period, the Capitals outshot the Avs 13-9. They would outshoot the Avs 12-9 in the second. And then the Avs would outshoot the Capitals 8-3 in the third. And it was the one shot that mattered in overtime. Went to the Capitals. They outshoot the Avalanche on the whole, 29-26. Your 3 stars of the game look like this. Nicholas Backstrom with the game winner is the first star of the night. Alex Ovechkin, 2nd star. And former Capitals goaltender Philip Grubauer would be the 3rd star of the night. There's a lot that we can talk about here in regards to how the Avs perform here. They just were not going to get a lot of opportunities against this team. And it's not just that it's the Capitals. We've seen for a while that the Avs have spent a lot of time being trapped in their own zone. Tonight was no different. And even though the Caps didn't really didn't make a lot of threatening plays in front of Grubauer, the fact that the Avs just could not get out of their own end has been an issue. So what Bednar and the staff have to do to address this issue and try to punch that puck out of their own end and create some more offense. They got to try something, but whatever it is not working to this point. Of course, Nikita Zadorov was the healthy scratch tonight, but I won't go so far as to say that it is all because Zadorov did not play. This has been an issue with him in the lineup, and it's not to knock him at all, not calling him out specifically, but just the team as a whole just is not getting breakouts from their own end. And now that the Avs are going on the road and don't have the benefit of the last change, they're going to have to figure out a way to not repeat these occurrences where they just cannot get the puck out of their own end. They were able to turn the tide against Boston, but not tonight. It just was not going to happen. And even when they did have the puck inside the Capitals' end, a lot of passing around, a lot of perimeter movement, but plays down low just really didn't seem to go well. Of course, Wilson had his goal, but Landeskog had a wide open opportunity in that first period after the Avs had taken the 1-0 lead. And Copley came up big and stopped the captain. But you're all alone. You're all alone there in front of your goalie, in front of their goalie, and you can't make it work. McKinnon had a breakaway, and he got robbed cold. So opportunities were there, but they just could not make it work. So it's frustrating to see, especially with all the hype that the top line has been getting, and then 2 grade A chances, and they just come up empty on them. So credit to Copley for coming in relief. I won't say, well, relief's not the right word because Braden Holtby was out, but in nets for Holtby, start to finish, top line just had nothing going. They were off. They just didn't have. They were off the held scoreless. So we were a little nervous about Nemeth and Barbario in the lineup, but again, it's not just an issue with the defense. The secondary scoring came alive tonight. Alex Kerfoot had some great opportunities. So did Tyson Jost. And Kerf is he's overdue. He's overdue for a breakout, and I was hoping that he would get the equalizer tonight. It went to Wilson, which is still great, but kid's been working hard, and he's overdue. He really is. And Tyson Jost has been looking pretty good of late. It's just a matter of time for him as well. Soderberg had a monster game as well. A goal aside, he's been playing really, really well. So it's not all doom and gloom. There's, of course, some improvements that need to be made, but there were some good things that happened tonight. It just didn't happen over the stretch of a full 60 minutes. And again, not just against the Washington Capitals, but you got to play a full 60 throughout these games in order to get these points. It's a tight division, and as I mentioned at the start of the pregame show, when I went down the roster there, when I went down the standings, teams were just separated by just 1 point, maybe 2. The only outlier, of course, I know is St. Louis, but every point is mattering in the division. And it was tough to lose out on that second point, but the fact that the Avs were able to get that 1 point and get to overtime is still pretty good. So they at least didn't come away empty-handed. And taking a look around the league right now, the Blues lead the Golden Knights by a score of 4-1. And the Stars did win in overtime against the Bruins. The Jets fell in a shootout to the Sabres, and the Blackhawks fell in a shootout to the Kings. So every team in the division got points. So points are going to matter, and it's going to matter like this all season long. And yes, the team is still young, and there's still a lot of hockey to be played. But this was a winnable game. The Caps had a lot of weapons out of their lineup, and mistakes just proved to be too costly for the Avs. They did get a point, so all was not lost in terms of points in the standings. But so that being said, there's some good things that happen, but there's still a lot of work to be done. The Avs hit the road. They will be in Anaheim on Sunday night to face the Anaheim Ducks for the first time this season. And it's their first trip to Southern California. They will be, they'll have a little bit of a break out there, and they'll face the LA Kings on Wednesday, and then they will have a trip down to Glendale to face the Arizona Coyotes on Friday before returning home on Saturday to face the Dallas Stars. And that's where things are right now. They split the homestand. They get a possible 3 out of 4. So right there, I guess that's also something positive to look at. But another road trip, so it's going to be a couple of big games here. Even though the Ducks and the Kings aren't doing so hot, there are no safe games anymore. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here tonight. I am Vlad. Thank you for watching the Burgundy Rainbow post-game show here on YouTube. For continuing coverage and conversation on tonight's contest, head to burgundyrainbow.com. Join the Burgundy Rainbow Discord and head to the GDT channel. We appreciate your support, so please like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Prospect channel as well. You can support us by telling your friends about Burgundy Rainbow. You can follow us on Twitter at AvsBRblog. You can support us on Patreon. We also have a merchandise store if you want to support us in that fashion. And stay tuned for Earl 06's breaking down article on tonight's contest. So stay tuned for that tomorrow morning. That's going to do it for me. And until next time, keep on fighting the good fight against cancer. And let's go, Avs.